and I know I can do what I do on an exceptional level. And let me tell you why I know that's true. Because y'all don't know something about this Bridget Hilliard story that I know. Oh, praise his name. Oh, praise his name. And guess what? We ain't gonna talk about it until I get the time that I can go live and tell y'all what I need to tell y'all, because there is an element to that story that y'all do not know, and none of the other vloggers have talked about it because they don't know. And I can't wait to have an opportunity to speak with y'all next week about it, because I'm gonna try to go live every single day next week. So y'all better make sure, like I said, y'all have y'all bell notifications turned on. Because it's going to be on and cracking next week. That's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, but Bridget Hilliard, if y'all don't know, she's the wife of Ivy Hilliard. She had this whole debacle where she got a hematoma on her head, say she hit her head on the shower. She's moving to Florida. She's going to become a permanent resident of Florida, even though their church and all that stuff is in Texas. And, you know, and there was another content creator who did a really good job of kind of getting people down to some dates. You know, and you know, they got some, so he did a really good job of kind of letting you guys know, okay, this is the day before, this is the day of the accident, and you guys need to be paying attention. And if you don't know who I'm talking about Vincent. So Vincent did a really good job on that. I appreciate the commentary that he gave on that. But there's an element that he doesn't know about that. And that's one of the reasons why I love being who I am. Because I'm not new to it. I'm true to it. All righty then. But that whole story was a bunch of malarkey. And let me tell you something. God's vengeance and God's retribution is something that everybody should have fear over. You know, because when God gets you, you know you've been God. I'm gonna tell you like that. That's the honest to God truth. That's why it don't pay to mess over people. It don't pay to treat people bad. Let me give you another element to this Ivy Hilliard and Bridget thing that nobody talks about, and they don't talk about because they don't know this. When Dr. Fred Price was getting ready to retire and he no longer wanted to run the Fick With Them organization, there was a little bit of infighting between Ivy Hilliard and Michael Freeman about turning over that organization and who was going to run Fick With Them. Now, Fick With Them is the inner city faith organization. I'll get all of that stuff for the video when we go over that stuff, right? But they had a little bit of infighting about it. And at one particular point, Dr. Price had made some statements about, you know, I'm going to give it over. And he had designated Michael Freeman. But what I knew, because I know people, there was a little bit of infighting between them about, and Ivy Hilliard was not happy with the fact that he was not the head of that organization, because, you know, I guess he thought he should be the head. And if you guys don't know, he was also on the board of the decision-making process on who got to transfer or who they were going to give Zachary Tim's church to down there. I forget where Zachary Tim's church is. But Ivy Hilliard was on the board with T.D. Jakes and some other pastors. Well, Ivy Hilliard got pissed off about that too, and he said he didn't want to be on the board of that he didn't want to be on the board of that either. And then, you know, T.D. Jakes did his, you know, wonder working powers and got Paula White this church, and which is hilarious to me. And I don't even think those people have that kind of church anymore. And I guess what happened, by the way, Paula White done turned the church over to her son. She ain't even a pastor no more. When you on television and you get people to send you all their money from all across the country, it is very lucrative. It's very lucrative. She don't even have a church no more, you guys. Her son runs the ministry. I'm just saying. And the reason why I bring up the Ivy Hilliard stuff with that, because there is a pattern of behavior when it comes to Ivy Hilliard that I've been able to notice over the years, is that he thinks he's supposed to be King Don Juan. He thinks that every time he steps into a situation that he's supposed to be the master controller and he's supposed to be the dude that's heading up everything. But I'm also going to give you guys another element to this. And I shouldn't even be talking about this now. I might have to change this thumbnail because I'm already talking about it. I'm already into it now. Dog it. Okay. I'll edit this video and add some other stuff to it. Okay. Okay, let me give y'all this. A lot of these faith teachers and their wives, yeah. Oh, well, okay. Well, let me go here. No, I ain't gonna go here now. Y'all stick a pin here. I gotta, okay, GY. Let me get back to this. I'm gonna get back to this. A lot of these faith teachers and their wives are in competition with each other. The wives are having BBLs, tummy tucks, butt lifts, and all kinds of things to keep up and to keep their husbands. And so they're doing a lot of stuff to keep the man. The faith women, the faith teachers, the faith women, and they are in straight competition with one another. And somebody said, "What Terrence? I don't know what church was in Orlando." Oh, you talking about Zachary Tim's church? Yeah, it was in Orlando, Florida. Okay, and that might have been why Ivy was so upset. But she claims that she got hit on the head getting out of the shower. But she also made a couple of videos talking about she was not on any medications and she was anxiety free. And it was a real kind of Coptic kind of message. It was really weird. She made this video of her being wheeled out of the hospital, because faith people make things just totally over dramatic. It's just a lot of times that stuff is just so over dramatic. I'm just saying. So she did, that was the deal that she did. But there are a lot of them in competition. The night Fred Price raised $1 million, I was in the service, and I'm gonna put the video up for you guys to see it coming up here soon. And I might even have to edit it if I use this portion of the video. When I edit up the new version of the video, I might slice it and put it in here. So just make sure y'all come back and watch the video. I'm gonna tell you the seating arrangement. It was Bridget, Ivy Hilliard. There was some person in between me and Ivy Hilliard, me, Pastor Philip Gradeau, Fred Price Jr. This was the seating arrangement for the meeting, the night that he raised the money. Philip Gradeau's son was sitting somewhere behind us. They had us to all march in. They tried to make it like this whole big old, holy ceremony because he was being elevated as an apostle and all of this stuff. Now, in all honesty and transparency, Dr. Frederick K.C. Price, one of the reasons why I respected him and Bishop Blake is because they did a lot of stuff for the inner city. So I can only respect that, right? I respect them for the work that they've done in the city. Bishop Charles Edward Blake has done a lot for the city of Los Angeles. So even though he spent $80 million for that darn church that they got, which I think was way too much money, but y'all got to keep in mind, he has a lot of celebrities and a lot of people committed to paying a lot of money for that stuff. And that's a whole nother matter. When you got church members like Gladys Knight and Denzel Washington and Stevie Wonder and all these actors and actresses, it's a little bit different of a kind of church experience. But he could do that because a lot of people supported the ministry, etc. So it's a whole nother thing. So I go to this service, and you guys need to understand something too about where Fred Price's church is located. It's in the hood. The hood. That's why there's gates all around the whole place. It used to be Pepperdine University, but Pepperdine University moved, and they bought it in the 80s. Y'all need to understand. So it's an old Pepperdine, and it's a nice facility. I've heard all kind of rumors as why Bridget and Ivy Hilliard is flipping out. I hear people talking about they running out of money. It could be a money issue. And if that is the case, then shame on them. Because Ivy Hilliard used to charge preachers and pastors $500 for a syllabus so he could teach you how to put your ministry on television, the radio. He was the guy that a lot of people started going to. Now, before him, it was Dr. Price. Dr. Price taught preachers how to copyright all of their intellectual property and how they could get money from the books and the tapes and the things that they sold in their churches. And Dr. Price, he helped a lot of them do that. And so when Ivy Hilliard and them hooked up with Dr. Price. They took the stuff that they learned from Dr. Price, and then they just took it and went on to that whole nother level, because a lot of people had not heard that stuff, because Ivy Hilliard and those folks were not word of faith. In the beginning, they were different types of pastors, and then they became word of faith. And then when they became word of faith, they just started teaching all of this crazy stuff and, making a lot of money. But this is another thing that I want to say as well. God, you reap what you sow. Let me tell y'all that. You reap what you sow. Let me tell you something. You reap what you sow. Y'all need to understand something. When you mistreat people and you treat people poorly and you're nasty to them, you reap what you sow. Now, let me go ahead and tell y'all a secret. Let me tell y'all a secret that a lot of these other content creators don't know. Ivy and Bridget Hilliard disowned one of their children because she wasn't willing to go along with the grift. You heard it here first, and you heard it here exclusively on the Mad Church Disease channel. Her name is, is it Crisha Hilliard? Don't have me look it up. Lord, help me look it up. Hold on. I'm going to show y'all a picture of her. They disowned her. They disowned her. She wrote a book about it. And y'all help me make sure, for those of you that know this, y'all, because I know some people don't know this, but let me see. And I love Crisha. She used to be okay, yeah, let me show y'all this. Let me show y'all this. And some of y'all might want to pick up this book. Y'all might want to get this book. All right, let me show y'all Crisha. This is Bridget and Ivy Hilliard's daughter, Crisha Hilliard Evans. She's married. Okay, and this is her in the corner, not these. I don't know who, if this is her. She done changed her hair, and I wasn't familiar with this look. She used to be my Facebook friend. I don't know if she's still my Facebook friend, but they disowned her because she would not go along with the grift. And why is Larry Reed's, why is this heifer coming up? Ain't this a mess? That ain't even her. So start talking about getting into other people's algorithm. She might be the oldest, and she might even have a different father. I'm not really sure, but because I done forgot, because it's been years since I remember this. But she wrote a book entitled Going to Church to Catch Hell. Y'all, if you never heard of this, y'all need to go, y'all need to pick this up. But you reap what you sow. And if old girl is going crazy and cracking up and going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, I'm not surprised. And yeah, isn't that a trip? Yours truly? Because I'm like, they always hollering about they using somebody else's name and getting in their algorithm. Why the hell would she come up? But okay, anyway. I'm just saying. But this is Crisha. That's their other daughter. And you guys know, inside of the video, when her mother is talking about her getting out of the hospital and all this stuff, she mentioned her two daughters, and she did not mention Crisha because they treat Crisha like she is garbage back in the day. Now, I don't know if that is still the case, but that was the case when I met her and when I knew what was going on. So I'm just here to tell you guys that's Crisha, and you guys should go get this book, Going to Church to Catch Hell, because she sort of tells you the story, and she gives you all of the breakdown of her personal experience dealing with her mama and them folks over there. And I'm gonna tell you right now, let me tell you something. God don't like ugly. Bridget Hilliard, when I met her, she was nasty. She's nasty to her own daughter. And let me tell you something, God do not like ugly. And you're gonna get it. Listen, it's not how you start a thing, it's how you finish. These people start off these ministries and they start off all of this stuff and they finish in a reckless, horrible, typical way. A lot of times the ministry just ends up horrible. But that's the other element to this that I want to talk about. I want to talk about the vengeance side of the Lord, because God will get you when you mistreat people. And I know people use that like some kind of weapon, and they think, oh, that's just, we just saying that kind of stuff. But no, God will get you. Like, vengeance belongs to him. And while you out here mistreating your own daughter, and you out here disowning her and treating her like she's the worst thing since sliced bread, while you going out here preaching to the whole wide world, trying to save the whole wide world. And let me put this back up, because I want to put this back up, because I like Crisha. I do. And if you get to know her, if you get to know this young lady, let me tell you something. She is the sweetest, smartest. She is so sweet, and she is so smart. You just be like, I wish I could get rid of this heifer. How do I? Let me see. Can I click on this? Because I'm so tired of looking at that other dummy. Get her on off my screen. Okay. She is the sweetest thing. Let me tell y'all something. She's sweet. She's smart. She's dedicated to her children. She's dedicated to her husband. I love her. I love Crisha. Crisha is just really sweet. And I just kind of lost touch with her, because I be doing my thing, doing whatever I'm doing, and that's how life goes. But and I realize for some people I'm a little bit of rough around the edges. So I'm out here on the fringes, because these tongue talking water walker saints, who ain't never done nothing wrong in their life, they have a little tough time. They be in the bushes with me. They don't like to be associated. They don't like to let people know. But if you subscribe to the channel, let me just tell you, don't nobody know you subscribe but me. So go on and subscribe. And I don't be putting your business out there. I don't tell y'all. But I'm just saying. But there was something that G said earlier that I wanted to go back to. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. It said, I was a member, Dr. Hilliard. The problem, one member and stepdaughter stole money that left, face red, droopy eyes. Okay, let me tell you something. I knew, like I told everybody, there was going to be money, sex, or power involved in this situation. And there's always going to be a power struggle. There's always going to be a power struggle. And I do think she is the oldest, yours truly. I do. I know, right? That just really irritated my soul. Somebody said, yes, I read the book from library. Don't buy Hilliard, not her real father, stepdaughter. Okay, that's what I thought. In Houston, Texas, in fight about church about tax checks, she cashed check her name. I don't know what you're trying to say now. You're gonna need to retype that. I cannot understand, GY, what you were trying to say. You read the book. You don't want people to buy it, but I say go out and buy it, because I like Crisha. It's not her real father, it's her stepfather. That's what I thought. That's why I said I couldn't remember. Said in Houston, Texas, a fight in the church about tax check. She cashed check. They used her name or something. I done forgot. Long time ago. I don't remember. You're gonna have to refresh my memory with that. And yeah, I agree. It is sad. I mean, Hilliard used her name for tax purposes. She cashed the check. Okay. Yeah. Well, Armand Wiggins say, cash your check. That's what that's what Armand Wiggins made a whole song about. You better cash your check. So cash your check, whatever that means, cash your check. But I she's very sweet. She's always been very kind to me. So, I know her mama's nasty. I know her mama's rude. So I'll give you a story real quick. So when Dr. Price was becoming, when they were making Dr. Price an apostle, all of the ministers, they had us to line up in the foyer in order to walk in, because they were announcing us as we came into the sanctuary. So as we were getting ready to come into the sanctuary, I'm behind Ivy and Bridget Hilliard, because I told y'all what the seating arrangements were. Pastor Casey Treat, and I'm going to throw some names out here. Some of you may not know who that is. Let me see if I can pull it up. I know I'm giving y'all all kinds of names. Y'all like, who in the world is Marcellus talking about? Let me share my screen. Pastor Casey Treat. And I'll post a video of us sitting in the congregation together. I'll send you all that. I'll post it for y'all. So Pastor Casey Treat is coming up. Now, he was raised, if y'all didn't know, Casey Treat came through Fred Price's church. Now, if you ask Casey, he will tell you. But what I don't like about a lot of these other people who come around, I just need to say that I don't understand what it is about some people that when they learn certain things from certain Black people, they have a tendency to like try to forget the fact that they learned it from us or they got it from us. It's just like these TikTokers who keep stealing all the Black people's content and reposting it on TikTok like it's theirs. No, what's wrong with you giving me my credit for the work that I did? But Casey Treat was actually raised up in Fred Price's ministry. So if you've ever seen this man and his wife were actually raised up in the ministry of Dr. Frederick Casey Price, right? So y'all need to understand it. So we were going into the sanctuary. So Ivy, me, and Casey and them. Casey was in another line, and he came over. Now I'm gonna tell you how nasty Bridget is. All of the ministers is introducing themselves to one another. Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Blah 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 blah. This lady was so mean, and I didn't try to go over and meet her or shake her hand or anything because I just want you to know it wasn't like that. Because a lot of times what I'll do is I'll sit back and watch how you react to other people just to see how you conduct yourself, because my spirit is going to pick up on some things about you. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like go out there and be trying to meet people and shake their hand and all that kind of stuff. She was so nasty to some of them people walking up, and I mean to the point to where she looked over her shoulder at one point and like looked some people up and down, and I was like, and I'm standing behind her looking, and I'm like, no, I don't even want to know you, lady. You just mean and nasty. And she was very nasty to them folks standing up in that line. She was very nasty. And then I'm gonna tell you what really cracked me up. When Casey came into the room, she just went crazy. Oh my God, Casey. Because here's what I learned about these preachers, including these vloggers and these folks on this here internet. Everybody accuses all these people of all of this stuff. A lot of times these folks are projecting onto you what they are. They are the clout chasers. Because see, if I would have never told y'all this story, y'all wouldn't even have known that I was even in that circle to do that. And I will show you the video at a later time. It's up on the internet right now on one of my other friends' channels. But I'm going to actually take y'all through the whole video. We're going to do some commentary to it. Okay. Well, you know, yours truly, let me tell you something. I pick up on a lot of people's energy, but I like to sit back and watch people. I do. I like to watch people. I want to see what you're going to do. And even when you don't think I hear you. Because a lot of people think I'm mean. They think I'm mean. And they think I'm mean because of the stuff that I come out here and I say about these crazy preachers. But in my everyday life, I actually am quite a very nice person. And I don't like mean people. You know, Daryl is the only one that calls me, yes, case in point. Case in point. And I'm only mean to these guys behind the scenes because they know me. They know me a little bit better. So they gets the full me. So yeah. Yeah, and I understand that, and I get it. But she was so happy to see old Casey. Oh, when she saw Casey, and it gave me the indication that, you know, some of these people, if you don't have, you're not famous or you're not out front, they don't want to associate with you because you're somewhat beneath them. And the whole service, I kid you guys not, in the whole service, Sylvia, I'm not making this up. This is the truth. This is really the truth. The whole service, Bridget Hilliard was using her BlackBerry and was BlackBerry, and this a while ago, because the BlackBerry was still around. I think it was probably coming to a close. She was texting the whole service. She put a purse on her lap and she hid her phone behind her purse and she just kept texting. And I'm like, you're not a doctor. So who are you texting in church? Like, what are you doing? Like, really? It ain't that serious. Y'all got what? You'd only at church twice a week on Wednesdays normally and Sundays. And you got all those other days to get out your business. You feel what I'm saying? So what are you doing? And so I'm just sitting there texting. I'm sitting there watching her text. And keep in mind, Philip Gradeau is on my right. And there's some person in between us. I don't know if Ivy was sitting directly next to me because it's been so long ago, I don't remember. But I think there was somebody in between us. And then there was Ivy and Bridget. When I tell you, I was so annoyed sitting between these folks. I was so annoyed. Between Fred Price Jr. talking the whole service and talking back and forth to me. Him and Philip Gradeau got on my last nerve. Let me tell you who. Let me put up Philip. I'm gonna put up Philip because some of y'all may not know who Philip is. Let me show you who Philip Gradeau is. And I'm probably not gonna spell his name. I'm probably not even spelling that. Here he is. I knew I didn't spell his name right. Okay, I knew I didn't spell his name right. I couldn't forgot his name. This is Philip Gradeau. If y'all don't know who Philip Gradeau, he also was one of these ministers that was hooked up with Dr. Price as well. Okay, so when you start connecting these dots, ladies and gentlemen, you'll figure out a whole lot of stuff. This is Philip, talkative. He talked the whole service. When I tell you he talked the whole service, he got on my last nerve. He talked the whole service. And I'm one of these people when I'm in church, normally I'm pretty quiet. I have my worship experience and I'm quiet. I'm just sitting there and I'm trying to absorb the service. Philip talked the whole service. And I could not wait till the service was over. But that was one of the first services I've ever been in where over $1 million was raised in a night. And I don't know, y'all can tell me in the chat, have y'all ever been in a church service where they raised over $1 million in cash? Understand something? I said in cash. Have y'all ever been in a service where they raised $1 million in cash in one service, where they count the money and make sure that they got their $1 million? Anybody ever done that besides me? Because that show happened to me. I was in awe. And I went to support and celebrate. I was like, okay, if he gonna raise this $1 million, hey, it is what it is. And I'll get you, and let me tell you why, what was happening at the same time. Fred Price was suing 2020 ABC. He was suing ABC, the broadcasting service, American Broadcasting's whatever that thing is. He was suing ABC at the time because ABC had put some little hit piece out on him, and he was actually suing them because they lied on the video. Oh yeah, we would get in a whole lot of trouble. Nowadays, I would really get in a lot of trouble. That's why I tell everybody we can't sit together. You don't want to sit. If I know you and we sit next to each other, okay. Well, first of all, there's a couple of things going on with Fred Jr. And I done said this on other lives before, so I'm gonna say it again. I interviewed him, by the way, back in the day on the Blog Talk. That interview didn't go well because he was lying, but that's a whole nother subject. I had to get in his craw to make him come back on because he hung up, and I had to put the smackdown on him. I had to do that LA smackdown on him. Like, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but you better get back on this line. He got back on the phone, but that was a whole nother matter. But anyway, there's a couple of things going on with Fred Jr., in my opinion, you guys. One of the things that's going on with Fred Jr. is he got married young. And this is another reason why I don't recommend y'all forcing these people in church to get married. Just forcing folks to get married. I'm not really one of those people who believes in that. When you are a younger man and you marry a woman who brings you some children and you're just kind of figuring out life and you have options because you are semi okay looking, you have options, and you learn that as an older man, you'd be like, I really didn't have to be with this person. But because we're Christians and we're taught that to death do us part, you will suffer through a lot of things that you wish you could get through with. Mm-hmm. And I'm walking heavy here, and I'm trying to be polite. To me, in my opinion, this is my opinion, I think that there was a period of time where he just did not want to be with his wife anymore. And I think that there might have been an emotional connection and possibly a physical situation with another woman. And that situation led to him being sit down. Now, I need for y'all to understand something. He's the face of the church and the pastor of the church, but his sisters run the ministry.
We are Mad Church Disease, helping you understand that Jesus plus nothing is everything. This is a show for everyone, believers and non-believers, from churched to the unchurched. Help us grow the channel by supporting our non-profit causes and create more consistent content. Donate by Cash App or PayPal, or buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com.